What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Scott Boys, and oh, look at that! Right, a couple minutes after the last one, we've got another after tournament interview. I'm here with Step to the Left captain Sam. How are we doing, Sam?
We're doing good. We're doing good.
So, you just had to sit through Chris's interview.
I did. I did. I
Muted.
heard every word.
So I'm going to ask you this question because obviously you sat through it. What did you think of his perspective of how the tournament went? Agree? Disagree with what he said? What were you saying?
I disagree with some points, but I guess I'll get into them later into this interview. But overall,
Okay, perfect. So, going right into it, how did you feel the tournament went for you? Like, I mean, it probably didn't go as well as you planned, but you didn't lose any ground in your seeding. So, how did you think it went?
we was hoping to at least go. We was hoping to go through to the semis, but that obviously didn't happen, and so we're fine just staying as where we were.
Okay, so we'll move straight onto it. You got 3-0 by Team Tug. Now, before we go through the games, game by game and stuff like that, I'm just going to ask you a question. Do you feel like you totally misjudged this game, like how much you felt you had to show, and when you started to show things, did you feel it was a bit too late?
I feel game one we didn't want to do so much because we didn't know how well Dean and Bay was going to play. They was the two that we was most concerned about because we knew Eddie was going to either play well or not to Eddie's standard, and so we wasn't particularly worried about him. The Athena on Dean was, well, he played the Athena well, straight up, and he got several three-man taunts, which really fucked us over.
Yeah.
And Bay just did not miss anything, which also really fucked us over in each game.
Okay, so game one, obviously you spoke about Athena, Discordia. You felt that was a big issue for you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was reading a comment from Yanis there.
Sorry?
You thought that was a big issue for you, but there was another issue that I was picking up, and I don't know whether you picked this up. And it happened across all three games, but it happened quite a few times in game one, where you guys would come out on top on a team fight, and yet they would still be the ones that take the objective, like the Gold Fury or the Pyromancer, afterwards.
Yeah. Our comms was on point, just not between all our team. It was only between a few people on my team where our comms were actually on point. Because there were, I'm not gonna say much, but there were some lacking,
Right.
and which gradually progressed until it severely hurt our ability.
So, another thing I want to ask before we go through the step-to-step thing. Mason performed better than anyone expected. Do you agree with that?
Mason stepped up against Dean's team. He played better than we expected him to. I'll give him that. He still lost to Bay, which he was also expecting, but he didn't lose as much as we was expecting to.
I mean, to be honest, I think in my opinion, he really did shut Eddie down in game one. Like he stopped Eddie what Eddie was wanting to do of just Fenrir ult one of your tanks into fucking everything. Every time Eddie tried to do that, he got a raw snipe.
Yeah.
So, was that something you'd planned around? Like just like
we did have strats because we knew Bay was going to be a problem, even though we didn't know how well Bay was going to play. We still knew Bay was going to be a problem, and so we did have strats around in helping Mace. Not that they were particularly executed well, but we did have strats. But even though they weren't particularly executed well, Mace still held his ground for the most part.
Okay, perfect. So, gonna go into it. Game one, you're in the picks and bans phase. What's the feeling once you realise, obviously, that afterwards you've banned it in the first banning phase next game, so obviously it was oversight. What was the comms like when you saw Athena get last picked by them?
I me personally, I was alright with it, but the rest of the team really thought that was going to be a problem, as it turned out to be, because because Cass, Cass had told me about Dean and what his god pool maybe consist of, and the Athena didn't particularly worry me.
Which is a shocker, considering how many times you've played against Athena.
I think actually 3 times maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 times
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, maybe 3 times. More than that, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm actually sure now. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know it's been a couple, couple of times at least.
A few times, but not. It wasn't your most popular god.
No, but it's easily my best team fighting god.
So I knew what to expect from the Athena, but late game the Athena taunts really screwed over the team, and that into a Discordia ult.
Oh yeah.
Kinda just.
Oh yeah, Bay was really good against you guys, but like going on more. So do you think the Athena taunts fucked you over? Going over the game when you're playing standard shit, did you feel like they were holding back a bit? Like, okay, this team can play better than what they're playing against us right now, and that they were just kind of playing a bit reserved.
I think Eddie played reserve, but the rest, no.
Right.
Actually no. Eddie and Bay, those two played reserve gods, but the rest played their top standard gods.
Right. Okay. So. Okay, Karen.
Because Bay can pretty much play any god or any mage, so he doesn't really have to worry about who he plays. And I think Eddie was pretty much game one not wanting to show much. Game two, even though he had an alright game one, he was still feeling cocky, and so he still played slightly reserve god. In game three, he just went in for the memes.
What did he play in game 3 again? Ao Kuang. Yeah, it was Ao Kuang.
Yeah, Ao Kuang.
I mean, yeah, I think at that point it was just kind of like game 2 was obviously just standard. Apart from you almost getting soloed at level 1, Sam. Literally walk into lane and almost dies literally straight away. But game 2 once again was kind of like okay, you played Geb, you went for something, you went for a strategy practice, didn't work out as you planned.
It may not be in the kill, but we did get both relics from dueling.
Where I'm saying it didn't work out as you planned is because I don't think you guys anticipated how much pressure you did lose on the solo side of the map. Like, you got kind of bullied. Like, from, like, literally they could just keep invading your jungle, basically, on that side of the map. Yeah. But, so, it didn't work for you, but...
Yeah. I won't say much, but yeah.
Yeah, it didn't really work out for you guys, but I guess it's like, you kind of looked at it was like, so after that game, it was kind of just like, I think both teams were just it looked like anyway, it was just like, I'm kind of bored of this now, can we just end this set?
Yeah.
Because it looked like you guys were drained, like, just like, mentally, cause it does take a toll on you losing 2 games in a row, let's be serious, it takes its toll on you.
Yeah.
No matter how positive you try and be.
Game 3, honestly, going into game 3, the only 2 people that actually had some sort of mentality that, you know, we could actually stay in this was the dual lane. Like, Anders and my carry, they actually stayed that same mentality. Anders went actually tilting. He actually stayed into that mentality of, you know what, we can still hold this. The rest, including me, we were kind of just playing for the late game, really.
Yeah. So, moving on from that, like, so, obviously in game 3 from them, do you think they can play a lot better going forward? Like going into
Yes.
their future games, do you think they have a lot more they can show, or do you think, okay, they've shown what they can do and it's not very impressive?
I feel like obviously they can play obviously more meta gods. Eddie wasn't particularly stand out. He can have better games, and their dual lane, even though their team was ahead, still wasn't benefiting from it.
Okay, perfect. So, you guys then drop down into the 5th, 6th match, into your grudge match
Yep.
against Christopher's team, Infernal Warriors,
Yep.
where you picked
Yep.
up the 2-1. Now, this game has been up for some debate of like,
Yep.
no debate in the result. You guys won. You guys deserved the win. You won the fucking game. I was like, oh, sorry. It's not. I wouldn't say you deserved it because that's like taking away the debate. But the debate is, did you
Yeah.
deserve to win it? The set. And now that's where the debate's coming in.
Yep.
And I'm kind of like in the situation. Obviously I'll let you get onto it in a second. Where I can see both arguments because you guys looked just like so much better than them in game one. Game one, you guys were perfect. Now, talk me through that. Game one, talk me through what you guys did that was just so much better than them.
Game one, we went into the mentality of we're pretty much going to stomp these. Like, honestly, game one, we had the mentality of if we get 5 levels ahead and we stomp, we're going to pull out some meme shit game two.
Mm-hmm.
Cass send messages are saying, please don't meme shit, just actually play some proper shit. But we still went into the mentality of we're gonna stomp, even though Randy still soloed me and 1v2 me and Phantos because of some fucking comm shit. But you know what? Not gonna go into that. But you know, we still, our comms was on point game one, our objectives was on point. We just shut them down completely game one.
Okay, so you've obviously said going into game two. Game two, you guys didn't start off the best. You went for an invade and you messed it up. Obviously, you leading to you getting first blood. How was the comms after you messed up the first blood? Still happy? Still thinking you were gonna easily get through it?
We've after then I soloed Randy the morale kind of picked up again because was like we're 1-for-1 now. We're feeling better now.
Mm-hmm.
We're not trailing him, even though they still got first blood. The morale picked up, even though our draft game two was completely worse, and we lost that game because of that RTO pick at the end. We should have seen it coming, but that RTO shut down nearly all our team.
Okay.
And going on to Chris's point, if it wasn't for the RTO, his team simply would have not won game two.
Okay. So, okay, I was gonna quickly. I'm gonna keep going step by step through this game quickly. So obviously you said that. So we got to the point you sold the RTO and you claim the comms gone back up again. Now.
Yeah.
A few people know about this, not a lot, but a few people know about a thing called the Randy Special.
Yeah. I found out about that after the game, according to you.
Where he gets soloed very early on, and he comes back and he just is somehow better than he was before he got soloed.
He comes back with a vengeance.
It led to another 1v2. Now, I'm not going to ask for why that happened. I'm not going to ask for that. But what was I want to know the mentality afterwards. Like, what was the comms like after stuff like that happens?
After that 1v2, our comms in some areas completely dropped, and performances dropped, and we missed shit that we shouldn't have missed. And I'm not just talking about one person, because I still miss shit that I shouldn't have missed. But like just the annoyance and depression of not being able to use your kit because of one fucking ability really took a toll on morale and fucking really hurt us.
Right. Okay. So moving on from that point, you kind of started to claw your way back into the game a bit. Now, it was off their mistakes, which obviously you stated that they won the game through the Randy, which Randy had to drag them through their mistakes, which I agree with. I agree with that opinion where they kind of got dragged to the point where they could actually start doing stuff again. They would have completely lost that game otherwise.
Yeah.
How was... So you start getting back in the game and you've got control of it. Is the thoughts that you were gonna at this point, okay, we've got this now, we're gonna win, and you kind of like let your foot off the gas a bit because you were just like, okay, we've got this now.
Our thoughts was pretty much Randy's the only one doing shit. If we don't end now, then the rest of the team's going to catch up to the point where they're actually going to be able to do some stuff. So we need to end this, or else it's going to be coming to a situation where it'll be coming to a stalemate between Randy and our team. Actually, no. Stalemate's the wrong word. Stalemate's the wrong word. It's gonna become between if Randy dies, their team dies. If Randy does stuff, our team dies. That's what I'm looking for.
Right.
Stalemate was completely the wrong word.
No, I just laughed because it's just like because when you say stalemate, okay, you're staring at it's like a fire giant dance, 5v5 staring at each other. The way it makes it sound is 5 people staring at an RTO in bear form. Just like, come on then. No.
Yeah.
But you then. This is okay. I said this to you before, and I know your coach has said this to you, and I know many people have said this. Like when I spoke to them about it, I'm not sure what it is. Is it that they're better than you at defending sieges, or you guys just can't siege?
No, I would say it's purely down to us, and I'd say it's purely down to us and comms. Like, for some reason, when we go to siege a fire giant, we switch off and we forget about we're an actual team, and the end goal is the fire giant, and we just turn into individuals and try to just go for kills.
Yeah, because the main point in game 2, which lost you the game because they got a Phoenix off this. You had the fire giant and were sieging their tier 2 tower.
Yeah.
And they wipe you without losing a single member.
Yeah.
Lol. Carry on.
We need to practice. We need one of the areas. We have one of our main flaws is sieging and comms when our morale is down. When our morale is fine, our comms are on point, but when morale drops, our comms drop, and that's when shit just goes bad.
Okay, perfect. Nice, that's what I like to. Moving on from that, so you lost that game. We know that happened, and we know where you think it happened. Randy was the key for them.
Yes.
And even when it got to the point where it looked like for the final team fight, which ends up them winning the game, it looked like the penny had dropped for you guys to finally just like, you know what, he's doing too much. Can we please do something about him? But it kind of got to the point where their team had caught up and they could start doing stuff when you focused him.
Yep.
So it's like kind of the penny dropped a bit too late. Going into game 3. Now this is where people are debating how it should have gone, because you guys didn't start the game off well. Yeah, I know you got your solo kill. Congratulations,
Hey.
you got another solo kill.
And I didn't
You,
get the Randy special.
no, the whole your team got the Ramsey special, Mr. 28 assists. I think it was in like fucking 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were like the only person who didn't have to suffer. um, no, but so you guys didn't start the game very well. And what was the thoughts going into this? Did you, at any point, did doubt creep into your mind like we might actually lose this game?
Like part way through, like we we was behind in kills by a fair bit, but we was on par with objectives in gold. And so I thought, even though, like, you know, we're losing team fights, we're still maintaining the objectives. We're still taking the important shit. And so we're still keeping up. So we're still keeping up to them. But losing several team fights in a row does affect morale. And I feel like they could have won more team fights if. Ooh, sorry, I just got a message in, and if they're because game 3, once they'd won several team fights, their comms they got a little bit too cocky and they got punished for it,
Okay.
and then we got punished for it, and then it was back and forth in game 3.
Okay, so game 3 happened and you guys won the game, which I'm gonna say,
which is debatable.
which was the fair result. No, because you won the game. No, I'm gonna agree with it's a fair result. You won the game. That's what I'm gonna say. Because I've already explained to you why I was on the fence. But I'm gonna say you guys won the game, so that's the side I'm gonna go with. You guys won the game, fair and square. There you go.
Yeah. I'd say game 3, the draft was even, so there was no particular standout god, not player, but standout god to perform better. So yeah, it was going into the game, it was an even game.
Yeah. So after game 3, what was your comms like? What was the atmosphere like after the games? Was it like, thank God, or was it just like, yeah, we won?
It was a more of that was lucky as fuck that we won that team fight, but thank God we fucking won. Like if we lost, I'm pretty sure we would have just fucking just quit Smite pretty much, because even though they played well, we still weren't gonna if we still weren't gonna lose to Chris. Like the grudge match meant too much to like me and Anders to fucking lose to Chris.
I mean, to be fair, I did say this to you. I mean, if you lost to Chris, it would have been like, were you in the right to kick him off the team? So, okay. So, you won the grudge match. Atmosphere is good. So, we're going to ask you for your quick opinion of the other game that happened, which was a 3-0 to Integrity over fucking... what's it called? Infernal Warriors.
Yep. I feel like Randy was the only one that actually performed in any of the games. Chris said he had a decent AO, but AO is an execute, so it doesn't matter if he can perform, he just needs to execute fuckers, is all I'm gonna say, and I wanted to say it there and then, but I couldn't.
Okay.
And because Randy fucking still managed to solo fuckers from behind, so fair play to Randy. But the better team really, like such as manager, and he had his performances got poorer and poorer during that game, even
Right.
against Mimir gods.
Okay, so overall, is there anything that's changed from this? Your opinions from the tournament? Do you still think it's going to finish first seed? What was it you said? Annexed.
Yeah.
Second seed, Deicide Worldwide. Third seed, Integrity, and fourth seed, Team Tug. Do you still agree with that prediction? or maybe do you think now that Team
I
Tug can finish higher or whatever?
I still think it will be this. I still think they'll finish the same places, but I think Team Tug against DSL worldwide will be closer because they have Bay. Just purely because they have Bay, and Bay is going to be a better matchup against Janus than Dean would be.
No shit, Sherlock. I mean, Bay is really good. Dean's can't play mid to save his life.
Yeah.
Dean
Yes,
can't play mid to save his life.
That's what I mean. I feel like it's gonna be a closer games because of Bay.
Okay, perfect. So, overall, did you enjoy the tournament? Did you enjoy the idea of this tournament and stuff like that? Basically everything that's to Chris.
Yes, I enjoyed the tournament. Would have liked to have gone higher, but you know what? I'm happy in where I finished.
Okay. Is there anything that you changed that's reasonable that I could actually do? Is there anything you'd like changed?
Nah, I'll say no. I'll say no. I feel like everything's reasonable. Is what in what set?
Okay. So like there's nothing that you've changed that you think I could do differently. No, it's fine. Okay,
No,
that's perfect.
no, I think it's reasonable.
Okay, perfect. Right. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. Sam, any shout outs before you go?
My team and Cass. I forgot to shout out Cass last time, and he fucking went off on me about it. So there you go, Cass.
I think it's because you don't need to give him a shout anymore. Your team's not the Castaway anymore. Remember
Yeah,
that?
I know,
It's just
but, you know.
it's all about stepping to the left.
Yeah. What do
Right.
you mean? But yeah, there you go, Cass.
Perfect. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys for the next interview, which will be, well, the two semi-finalists that get knocked out. See you later, guys. Bye.